soon. I've been feeling it since 1966, man. Might be over now, but I feel it still. I think anybody that's too much more. Now I ain't putting those thinking, treat her like a lady. Treat her like a lady.
I always say I don't believe in the phrase a happy wife, happy life. I don't believe in that. I believe a healthy husband, a healthy home. And the reason why is because your husband is the head of the house. And so if his mental health is declining or it's not in a good space, the house is going to fall apart. So I always try to make sure my husband is healthy. He's eating right. He's in a good mind space. How can I be of assistance? How can I help you? You know, I prioritize him and make sure he's okay. And he's a giver. So he loves to give back always.
Honestly, God, I am so excited to see who you have for me. And I don't even care how long it takes. You want to know why? Because I trust you. I trust you. I'm gonna be alone forever. Wow, God, you are just so good. Literally, all I need is you. All I need is you. Oh, would you look at that? Another one of my friends, engaged and in love. And I'm still here single as a Pringle. What is going on, God? What is going on? You know, God, this whole single thing, honestly, I can get used to it. I'm living. But it's the sweetest pain. Oh.
A lot of these gentlemen that y'all are looking for have gone extinct. They're going extinct according, as far as you're concerned, because you don't know how to handle a man. So I'm not going to be on your face because you're trying to do me wrong, and I don't have time for that.
I'm not asking to date you. I'm just asking if there are any. But my current issue is, where are all the men? Are there any straight men in this room? No straight men in this room? To date you, I'm just asking if there are any. In my 20s, is anyone here in their 20s? Dating. If you're not, is anyone else here dating on the apps? This is obviously not my dating pool. Go back to Melbourne.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
Men tend to respond differently when a woman speaks in a calm, gentle way. But a lot of women don't want to hear that because they think being soft makes them look weak, and that's a mistake.
Softness can actually be a woman's strength.
Think about it. If a man wanted that same strong confrontational energy at home, he'd choose someone who brings that, but most don't. So if you've ever felt like he never listens or does what you ask, it might be the way you're coming across, like you're challenging him instead of connecting with him. Try a softer, lighter tone sometimes and see how his response shifts. That said, it's not about pretending or losing yourself. It's about how you communicate. If being gentle feels unnatural, it might just mean you've been operating in a more guarded or assertive mode for a while. And finding balance there can make a big difference in how your relationship feels.
When she looks at you, don't do this, as this will ruin your chances immediately. Oh, and hi, my name's Jenna Nicole. Most men think the cool guy act is going to work. And truthfully, women will see this as a performance mechanism, because that's what it is. Grounded, confident men are not afraid to show interest. They don't care enough to perform in this way. Actually, they do recognize if it's not her, then it's another girl. He feels no pressure to impress, even when he's interested, so he allows himself to warmly smile at her, casually without feeling the need to act uninterested, or put on a show of any kind. This is extremely magnetic, and women can't resist. And there's nothing wrong with you if you don't know how to do this naturally. The truth is, most men are not taught how to attract women. They are not taught how to be confident. And if you want to learn how to attract women and become a more confident version of yourself, book a call with me. You can also comment the word lead and I'll send you my free guide on attracting women.
You know, a lot of these modern women try to say that men are bitter, but opting out sometimes, moving away, is you recognizing, hey man, I need to have some boundaries and I need to have a little bit more respect for myself. And that's okay.
I've had so many comments, like hundreds of comments where people are like, oh, you can tell she dates black dudes. She's got that I date black dudes haircut. Oh my God, it's so, I'm just like, ew. I just like have a short haircut right now. And if I choose not to get another haircut for a while, then I'll have longer hair again. And anyways, the thing is, it's not that I only date black men or I'm only attracted to black men. Black men are only attracted to me. white boys show absolute zero interest in me. And it is rare that a white man, hollers. It just doesn't happen.
I'm going to try not to blush on this one, but these are 6 signs that man is good in bed. Number 1, when he talks, he uses his hands a lot. 2, he pays attention to your feelings. 3, he is not selfish. 4, he's a good kisser. 5, he makes serious and intense eye contact with you. And lastly, 6, he is not in a rush.
Ignoring her? Let me tell you what you're really doing. You're only teaching her how to live without you.
My brother, men often think, oh, she's suffering. She's missing me. She's waiting for me to come back. But here's the hard truth. You're not breaking her down. You're helping her adjust. Now, let me ask you this. If you keep pushing someone away, what do you think they're going to do? Sit around crying forever? No, man. She's learning how to find her own peace, her own strength. She's realizing she doesn't need to depend on you for her happiness.
Right.
And that's a lesson that could make her stronger than ever. She's adjusting to life without you, one day at a time.
As the saying goes, you don't realize the value of what you had until it's gone. So if you're ignoring her, thinking it'll keep her close, think again. Ignoring her is only showing her how to move on. And eventually she will. So don't make that mistake. And treat the ones you love with respect and attention, or one day you'll wake up and realize you taught them how to live without you. If you agree, drop 100, follow, and share this with someone who needs this message.
I think modern women don't really understand that respect to men matters more than they would want to admit. And when I say they, I mean women. Well, it ain't a big deal. Most people don't really understand, or I should say most modern women don't really understand that respect for a man is one of the utmost priorities. And y'all be trying to avoid giving it to him.
That's really rare. Hotels work.
Why?
Because there's nothing in the environment that she's accountable for. That connecting emotionally and mentally leads to the physical desire to do that. But also one of the ways that women get hurt is they want to connect. So they initiate, but they don't. And so the initiation has no desire in it. And it's her desire for you that starts the party. So if it's just like, can we dance? Do we have to? But when we're needy for attention and connection, and we will try to do that. We will sex when we don't really want sex. It's not about pleasure and desire. It's about getting your attention. And it doesn't go well. Doesn't go well at all. And it's another thing that men don't know about women, that and we'll talk about it in the Queen's Code, and it's so beautiful how it really works, is how much the biggest turn on for a man is his woman's desire for him. And the biggest turn on for her is his desire for her. 100%. But when we're worried about, like, if men have been rejected, then they're going to tone down their desire. Like my husband would be kind of like looking for the signs that I was going to say yes.
What modern women need to understand that is that chivalry isn't free. You have to be respectful, right? You have to make sure that, people are nice to you, but you have to make sure you're reciprocating and giving back what was given to you. So many times today, modern women don't want to do that.
And in regards to my husband saying that the house is supposed to be the sanctuary, our house is my husband's kingdom. You are not staying here. Sorry, you can get a hotel room or you can't come visit. If you act up in our household, it is not above me. You want to see me as a see you next Tuesday? I would prefer that, because you're not going to disrupt the energy of my home for my man.
I love that. I love that.
House is hers, though. That's her domain. I don't do anything in there. And like, I have my whiskey room.
You do.
That's mine. And I have my little work area, but the house is hers. If she's like, I want to do, I'm like, do it. This is your domain. You make sure that I have the peace. I've provided you the house. You've made it a home. Like, I don't have to worry about any of this. And she doesn't have to worry. Like, she doesn't know her car payment. She doesn't know how much car payment is. I handle all of that. We don't have, what do you want for dinner? We don't do that either. I'm going to eat whatever she makes, even if I don't like it, because she cooked it. Like, there's a gratitude that comes into all of this, and it makes it so that I don't have to make decisions.
Right.
She doesn't have to make decisions. That's where that 50-50 comes in. She handles half of our life and I handle the other half. But the combined living situation is whoever's got the energy to get it done.
When modern women say, I want a man to commit, what that really means for a lot of these wrong-headed modern women is, well, commitment could mean lawyers. It could mean custody disputes. It could mean child support payments. Men aren't stupid. I know what you're about to do. I know what you're up to.
A lot of females be hollering all men ain't just because the one man they were chasing behind didn't like them back, and it doesn't work like that. Y'all be overlooking a bunch of good men and then got your feelings hurt and now you bitter.
Real men don't beg or over communicate. He told you what he wanted and what he needed and you did not give it. So you already lost. He's not going to keep repeating himself or try to convince you. If the energy doesn't match, he will just move on. There will be no arguing. There will be no extra talking. It will just be distance.
If your husband is a good guy, but you're ready for divorce, you're not a bad person. So don't let guilt get the best of you.
And y'all wonder why I say there's no benefit to getting in relationships with today's modern woman. Because even when you do everything right and you're a good guy, she's gonna dump you.
They didn't find better. They just met somebody that doesn't know them yet. After a breakup, it's so easy to fill in the blanks. If they found someone better than me, they found someone that's easier than me. But all that's doing is just reaffirming your core beliefs that there was something wrong with you, and that's why the breakup didn't work. Because here's the reality, baby. The next person they're dating didn't get anything that you didn't, because people don't change that quickly.
A lot of these modern women like to holler how independent they are. But if that man makes $120K a year, you make $65K, all of a sudden, I'm not independent no more. Oh, equality, it's not equal anymore. That's not fair. You got to pay all the bills because you make more than me. And I'll contribute, I'll put in here and there, but I'm not going to be paying the bills because it's just not fair to me.
For the women, going to where the men already are, going to the watering hole. If you're trying to hunt an elephant, you're not going to do it in Antarctica.
We go on to the men about this. The women, if you want a partner, you have to live in the world that we live in, not the world you want to be in, which means you are going to have to approach somebody.
Absolutely. I have never met a married woman, a happily married woman, who had to prove to the man who asked her to marry him that she was worth marrying by doing like traditional women.
Women really gave up on marriage a lot too soon. Okay, marriage was the best thing ever for women. It is an amazing thing for men too, because it civilizes them, it cultures them, it teaches them to be protectors of their family and to take care of people and to think beyond themselves and to think beyond their generation. Women gave up in marriage a way to teach men to do those things. And also, women gave up the idea that a commitment was going to come along with this intimacy. And let's be real about this. I mean, every scientific study ever done has shown that women actually do have better in the context of committed relationships. All of the crap that you see in Cosmo magazine about sleeping with 100 guys and being happy is just garbage. It is just sheer unadulterated garbage.
I saw this comment saying that men are finding peace alone and don't really benefit from dating anymore. And honestly, some men probably do feel that way. But psychologically, we are not wired to thrive in isolation. Most people want connection, intimacy, and partnership. Now, the problem isn't that relationships don't benefit men. The problem is a lot of people were never taught social skills or emotional awareness that make relationships actually work. So instead of learning those skills, some people just decide it's easier to check out of dating entirely. Luckily, confidence, communication, and social awareness are all learnable skills. That's what we coach guys on inside Muse. We help men understand social cues, communication, and awareness so they can build real connections instead of just guessing their way through dating.
A lot of men, you'll never understand that a lot of the stress that they have, doesn't mean that they don't have any stress, but a lot of the stress that they used to have in terms of a relationship, which fed into work, which fed into relationships with their friends, with their family, because you're a bona fide problem and a bum. Once you left, all of that went out the window because he ain't got to worry about you no more.
Women in the society give out fake phone numbers because men can't handle rejection anymore. It's a safety precaution just to make it home safe. Now that F me up. That's crazy that every woman in this room is so smart to cater to a man's fragile ego just to make it home safe. I'm not from that era though, dog. I'm from the era women called you ugly. I remember those days. A woman would boldly call you ugly, then her friend would come and double down on your ugliness. That's how it used to be. You could be dancing with a chick and her friend like, no, get away from her. No, she doesn't want to dance. You're a loser and you're ugly. Ugly loser. I said, hey, this is my wedding. You need to calm down. Hey, for all these chicken dinners.
The rise of feminine men has led to masculine women. Let me explain. When men don't approach women in public places like coffee shops, it forces women to drop into one of two roles. The first role is she's just going to sit there and she's going to succumb to her singledom because she doesn't want to be the man and approach you if she thinks you may potentially be interested in her. The second role is her stepping into the role that the guy is usually supposed to, her asking you out. And this is definitely happening more. I see more women asking out more men than ever before in my friend groups and clients, etc. But the thing is, men, that women don't want to ask you out because courtship and approaching are typically things that gentlemen do. And the worst thing that you can do as a guy is force a woman to act like a man.
It's crazy how a lot of these modern women understand things from their perspective, how they want things to end up. Give me this, understand it from my side. Allow me to do these things. But if it's you and when it's you, I'm not going to understand, and I don't understand anything that you're talking about. That's why a lot of men check out, because no matter what I say, no matter what I do, you never want to understand it from my perspective.
Hi, sorry to bother you. I think you look really cute and I'd love to take you out sometime.
Thank you so much. You're so sweet. I actually have a boyfriend.
Okay, no problem.
But don't stop approaching girls at the mall.
Okay.
I'm sure there's someone that would.
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Of course.
Have a good one. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Appreciate it. Okay. Oh, you got this. I'll be right here. Thanks, man. Hey, I'm so sorry to bother you. I don't normally do this, but I thought you were really cute and I was wondering if I could get your number.
Oh, thank you. What's your name?
I'm Connor.
Nice to meet you, Connor.
Nice to meet you, too.
Unfortunately, I do have a boyfriend, but honestly, if I didn't, I'd probably give it to you.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Well, have a great one. You too. Hi, my name's Connor. What's your name?
Jessica.
Nice to meet you, Jessica. I thought you were really cute, and I was wondering if I could take you out sometime.
No, sorry, I have a boyfriend.
Okay, no worries. I appreciate you taking your time. Thank you.
Men, if she does this, then I think it's time to walk away from her. Some of the hardest decisions you have to make in this life are the healthiest. If you constantly feel like you're chasing her attention, then that's a problem. If you're always waiting for her to be ready, be clearer, or be more consistent, then that's also a problem. I hear men say this all the time, she says she cares about me, but I never feel chosen by her. Or it's good sometimes, but then it gets cold again. Or even I'm always adjusting and she just never meets me halfway. Here is the truth in very plain language, okay? If she can't show up for you emotionally, there's no amount of patience or effort or understanding that will fix that. Walking away from her doesn't mean you didn't care, but it means that you finally cared about yourself. And yes, it's scary. Yes, you might be alone for a while. You might miss her so much, but staying with someone who keeps you anxious and guessing and getting drained costs you so much more than leaving. Healthy connections feel calm. Your body doesn't have to chase it. You can actually relax around the other person. If you're honest, you already know when something doesn't feel right. Most men just ignore that feeling for way too long and then it comes back to bite them. So you can DM me consult to book a paid in a 60 to 90 minute session with me. We'll talk the situation clearly and we'll help you decide your next move without losing yourself.
I know modern women want men to do a lot of things. They want them to approach. I want you to buy me flowers. I want you to do this. And men don't do it. You might surmise, well, it's because they're intimidated or, they don't really like women. When really a lot of times it's, there's no clear communication of what you want. There's no clear communication of your expectations. And so I'm sitting here guessing, getting stuff wrong. and you're trashing me, I was supposed to know what you were thinking.
It's really sad to see that a lot of women be demonizing men nowadays so much. Mainly it be like the feministic women, but y'all understand what I'm saying. Both genders be doing each other. That's just a fact of reality. I just don't like how a lot of women be trying to make it seem like masculinity and being a man is so bad. Like we so this, we so that, right? Let me break something down to y'all. Do y'all realize one of the most things in human existence is feminine? Mother Nature. Mother Nature destroys hundreds of thousands of lives every day. Mother Nature traumatizes both men and women on a daily basis. And it's called Mother Nature. Femininity. It's wild, chaotic, emotional. Like, do y'all get what I'm saying? Life is about duality. I've been trying to explain this to people so much. Masculinity and femininity are both extreme in their own ways. Masculinity and femininity both can be traumatizing in their own ways. Masculinity and femininity both do up in their own ways.
There are an increasingly large number of women who are just choosing not to get married and are choosing to stay single. There's a mating crisis going on, and that women who are becoming increasingly college educated and, getting access to resources of their own, that they do continue to exhibit an increased preference for partners with resources. Women are what we call hypergamous, right? Which means that we like to mate up in terms of achievement and educational attainment. And when you have a populace like we do in the US of women who are now on average more educated than men, it makes it more difficult to find a suitable partner. If you're a woman with an advanced degree and you want somebody who has at least as much education for you, that's going to lead to a more narrow pool of mates. And in fact, what we see is that there are an increasingly large number of women who are just choosing not to get married and are choosing to stay single. And in fact, there's a wonderful book called All the Single Ladies that is about this very phenomenon. And women are increasingly choosing to opt out of long-term mating if they're not able to find the relationship that they want.
Western men are going abroad to find traditional wives. Translation: women here have developed standards. So now we're importing compliance? Cool. Love that for global relations. And I like how they say traditional, as if that doesn't just mean less likely to question me. Women in America have money, opinions, information, and suddenly it's, maybe I'll try a different country. Also, quick question. If you have to leave your entire country to find someone who will tolerate you, is the problem geography or you? And the fantasy is always, she'll be sweet, soft, feminine. Yeah, until she gets Wi-Fi, a group chat, and standards. Because here's the twist. Women everywhere are people, even internationally. And the part that's actually funny, you don't want traditional, you want unexposed. Someone who hasn't learned yet they're allowed to say no. Yet. This isn't about love, it is about control. And you flew across the world to avoid becoming someone a woman with options would choose. Economy class, too. She said no, guys.
My brother in Christ, why are you dropping 9 bands?
On a talking stage.
And after all that money, almost 5 figures. You ask her to be your main squeeze, and not only does she reject you, she pulls out her phone to make a TikTok to document her rejecting you.
After all the expenses you paid.
You couldn't take her to a nice restaurant and ask? Couldn't ask over a picnic? A laser tag date? No. You went balls to the wall.
And that cost you?
That cost you almost 9 bands, to be exact. Now, we have to appreciate the effort at the end of the day. He put himself out there. He obviously thought he put himself in the best position possible to secure the deal. And it wasn't enough.
And it may never be enough.
After a price tag like that, I mean, geez Louise. But keep shooting, soldier. Keep shooting.
This is a hot take, but we are going to be extinct as a species, the women, because every single girl that I've spoken to in the last few months, like gorgeous, amazing, model-esque girls, are having the same issue that the guys that they're talking to, the guys that they're seeing, the guys that they're not even going on dates with because they don't even get to that point, are all struggling with the exact same issue. So if you're going through this, like, I don't want you to think it's you. I go to a ton of events where I meet, like, the most gorgeous girls, and I'm like, are you single? And they say, yeah. I say, you're single? Like, yeah, I can't find a guy. I'm like, how can you not find a guy? Which makes me feel better, but it also makes me feel worse. The fact that, like, the most beautiful, successful girls in the world are unable to find, like, normal, sturdy men. They'll either have a date planned with a guy the day of he ghosts them. They'll go on a few dates, like, get love bombed like crazy. This guy seems perfect on paper. Has his life together, has a job, works out, and he's not ready to commit, but he's like 37. It's like an ongoing theme that's coming up time and time again in my life with every girl that I meet is going through the exact same thing. And I saw Tinks posted about it, and she said we're going through a paradigm shift. I don't know what paradigm means, but I felt that. And I fear like we're going to go extinct as a population because good men are out. And all the ones that are actually good are like, you know, being normal and getting into relationships and like being good. Say if this is happening to you, and I don't want you to take it as like a personal attack on you because I can get like that where I get in my feelings. I'm like, it's never going to be me. I'll never find someone normal. None of us will. So yeah, there's no hope for us all. And I pray that the men get well soon.
No more absolutely gorgeous women who are unwed, single, than I know women who are mediocre looking. Body is okay, but they are married, taken care of, and got a whole husband and a family. Let's keep it real, Lisa. That's the truth. You got more mediocre women who are married than gorgeous, fine women. That's so true. Why? Couple of things. A lot of times when a woman is aesthetically absolutely gorgeous and well put together, that means she had to do less workwear internally. Oh, interesting. A lot of times when women are maybe haven't always been, you know, the most beautiful one in the room, the most attractive one, they've had to do more workwear internally because they have to figure out, well, if my value isn't here, then I gotta have value somewhere. What do I have to offer? And when we're talking about choosing a mate and a mother of your child and a partner and a lifelong forever, am I choosing someone who at some point the exterior is going to deteriorate? Or do I choose someone whose substance is going to outlive everything externally? And I find that in my field. Gorgeous women. The most that they get, not all the time, but a lot of the time, is a baby. And a man who doesn't even want to be with their mother child. Very sad.
If he checks other girls out, it's an absolute no. I'm not going to buy that whole thing like, oh, well, he comes home to me. He's checking out other girls during the day, but then he comes home to me. No. If he checks out other girls, especially in front of you, just tell you a little story, okay? Because, like, I was convinced that all guys, like, checked out other girls. In fact, I remember dating this guy one time. This girl walked by. We were, like, out to dinner, and she was wearing white pants, and my boyfriend, like, looked her up and down and was like, you should wear white pants. What the It was a guy in LA. Like, what should I have expected, okay? Sorry, boys from LA. Also, if you're a good guy from LA, show yourself. Just present yourself. Just fast forward. I'm dating this other guy. We had booked this, like, promo modeling job at Stagecoach Music Festival. All these promo models that I'm working with are super hot. So a couple days into the festival, these super beautiful girls that I'm working with come up to me and they're like, oh my gosh, like, can you believe it? That guy, we've been looking at him for the past few days and, like, waving and, like, signaling him, and, like, he won't even come over here and talk to us. In fact, he won't even look at us. And I'm like, what guy are you talking about? And they pointed to my boyfriend. And I was like, what? My boyfriend didn't check you out? I asked my boyfriend about it that night. He was like, yeah, of course I noticed them. Like, I just feel like it's most respectful to you because we're dating that I don't check out other girls. And I was like, praise the Lord, hallelujah. You know what I'm saying? That's when I learned, like, there are guys out there that even when they do see hot girls, there are guys that will choose to respect you as their girlfriend or their wife and just look away. Just here to remind you that you deserve the best. So if he's checking out other girls, I'm just going to say that's not the 2023 vibe. Okay.
A group of white girls who are sitting at their graduation engaged. And the question came up, well, why is there not the reality for black women? I know y'all not gonna like what I gotta say, but you know me, I'm gonna say it anyways. First and foremost, black women are above reproach. If it don't validate us or excuse our bad behavior, we don't want to hear it. Instead, we'll say, well, men do it too. Secondly, we'll find every excuse in the world to validate why we don't want to be married or why we don't want to be in a relationship. Well, they get cheated on. Well, they do this. Well, they do that. But then we have all these standards for men, and we're still actively seeking for men in the midst of our hurt while inadvertently telling them to go to therapy. We do not practice what we preach. Thirdly, the independent woman is a myth. Actually cared about being independent and it was something that made you happy, you would not have all these standards to negate your independence. Nobody wants to relinquish power. Find every excuse in the world to not be submissive and wonder why white women can get away with their bad behavior. We take everything bad from white women, except for the fact using marriage to our own benefit. But you'll run to the child support office, though. Equality against men, and the only time we actually want to be equal to men is when it comes to degenerate behavior, hypersexuality, or abandoning children. Even when it comes to the gold digger conversation, what you don't see those other women do, even when they are just screwing men for money, is bashing men, inadvertently making men feel like they're not important. Also, too, telling them that they don't need men. Psychologically, we have been taught to disassociate ourselves. And even in that Malcolm X quote, where he says the black woman is the most disrespected, he also says to be near your man. Because who taught you to hate the very race that you
start taking for granted these relationships? And you think the grass is going to be green on the other side. He's realizing it ain't shit out here either. There's only so much new you can get.
Yeah.
We'd rather have a good night's sleep and a nice bowel movement. I mean, honestly.
Okay.
I mean, I'm being honest. You're not kids anymore. So it's like, okay, you got to relearn somebody all over again. And it doesn't sound like y'all had anything really major. It sounds as we don't have a community or a culture that supports marriage. Because if you'd have came around a bunch of married people and a community that supports marriage, people would have told you, girl, you better go back home and work this out. And people would have told him, man, you better go on back home and fix this.
Yeah. Right.
Versus get out here and live your best life. That ain't what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you, put your family back together. Because ain't shit out here. I'm out here. Ain't shit out here.
Right.
Venereal diseases and crazy. Fix your family. If it's not anything that's majorly rampant infidelity, you're not in danger.
Don't get out here and lose your family and leave your family because it ain't nothing out here. And now you're going to lose your union for Nathan. Humble yourself, find some humility, learn how to communicate.
All right, fellas. We not taking no ill-advised shots in 2024, bro, and beyond. Women have expressed discomfort in the methodology behind a lot of what we do. I know the game is the game, but the game has evolved. Women have said that they don't like to be approached when they grocery shopping, when they at the gym, when they in certain environments, when they just having a good time. And I'm not telling you not to shoot your shot. What I'm saying is if she doesn't throw you the assist, or you don't have a clear lane to the basket, don't shoot that shot, dog. That's the coach will pull you right the out the game, bruh. It take practice. Yeah, it's hard to get. You gonna miss some shots. Like, I'm not saying that everything go in. It's like Ace said, bro. If you know it was a good shot, it was a good shot.
What choosing signals are you telling them to look for them to know? So
let's talk specifics, because body language changes when a woman is attracted to you. If we talking about from a distance, then you're not just looking for eye contact, bro. Eye contact. I look around the room. You feel me? I'ma lock eyes with plenty in here because we happen to be looking around together. Brody, that's not an open shot. That's a social cue of kindness. Like, she just made the shit less awkward. You're looking for a smile and extra body language, a smile and hair adjustment, a smile and a shift in posture. You feel me? If she shifts towards you, if her body language opens up, if she starts touching shoulders when you get close to her and things like that.
All women say they want a good man until they actually meet one and realize they're not equipped to handle him. A good man is not convenient. Mm-hmm. He doesn't bend to accommodate chaos. He doesn't rearrange his values because you're emotional. Right. A real good man has discipline, boundaries, and priorities that don't shift based on your mood. And this is where women get confused. When you've never met emotional maturity, you misread everything. You call him cold because he won't tolerate drama. You call him selfish because he protects his peace. You label him detached because he refuses to beg for your approval. But that's not coldness. That is self-respect. A man who knows his worth doesn't move from insecurity. He moves from conviction. Good men don't chase drama. They don't chase chaos. And they sure as don't chase women who weaponize emotion. They build, they lead, they create order. Most women aren't ready for the responsibility that comes with a stable man, because stability doesn't feed your need for emotional roller coasters. It doesn't scratch that itch for unpredictable validation. For women raised in dysfunction, peace feels boring until you lose it. A good man requires partnership, respect, and a woman who's emotionally regulated, not reactive, not reckless. Stay solid. Good men don't bend, they build. And the right woman rises to meet him.
One of the biggest mistakes women make is make their lives about get a guy, get a house, get married, and have kids. Because once you make your life that narrow, you have to compromise and compromise and compromise until all of a sudden you have no options. You have nowhere to go. You can't move. You can't shift. You can't go to the side. You don't have any independence and any power. Independence is not a bad thing. It's a wonderful thing. A couple of things for you. Number one, it gives you leverage in a relationship, because you're not defined solely by that relationship. It is a big part of you. It is a good part of you, but you can survive without it. And I think people who believe they're with someone who have no other options end up doing whatever they want to do. And it's not because they're bad people, but that's human nature. She can't go nowhere, so I can do what I want. It's not thought logically, but it ends up being that way. He can keep demanding. He can keep demanding. And what happens is, first of all, it's about the cooking isn't good. And then you bought Hunt's ketchup instead of Heinz ketchup. And then it's about the crackers, because you don't have any other options. He's in charge, and there is a right and there is a wrong, and there's no breath. There's no opinion. There's no room for opinion.
There is no right time to approach a woman. If she thinks you're ugly or she doesn't find you attractive, any time is going to be the wrong time. I want you to remember that. When men contemplate whether they should approach a woman or not, they psych themselves out with little things that are really trivial, like, oh, maybe I should do it at this time or this time. Yeah, there's obvious times where it wouldn't be the best time, like nighttime at a gas station, or somewhere where it's super crowded and overstimulating, or when she's like super locked in at the gym with headphones on, face buried in the phone. But ultimately, no matter what, no matter how inconvenient it might be, if she likes you, it's always going to be the perfect time for you to approach. You won't know if it's a good time until you try that. Now, I'm not saying to do so, but there are similarities. And just like how I tell people not to stress about the first date, because if she is truly interested in you and attracted to you, then the first date, wherever it is, it's trivial. You can take her to a car wash and to McDonald's after, if you so choose. It's not a good date idea, but if she really likes you, she really wants to talk to you, it doesn't matter where you take her. She wants to get to know you. Then I hear often is, oh, I won't do it right now. She looks busy right now. I wouldn't want to bother her. You're only bothersome because she doesn't want you. Think about that. A lot of these issues that men have within the dating realm always comes back down to inherent skill issues or just basic attraction. Now, not everything boils down to such a superficial perspective like that, but in most cases, it does. Join the Discord, one-on-one coaching in the bio. You guys have a great day, night, whenever you see this.
Men don't just change because they were using you. They changed because you started to use them. Not to say that you are doing it on purpose, but men are not stupid. They see what you're doing. They see past that bullshit. They see that you're playing games. They see that your communication skills are a bit immature, and you cannot blame him for his reaction over that. And I'm saying this with a lot of love. I love women. Sometimes they're a pain in the ass. Sometimes they piss me off. Sometimes I argue with them. But I love y'all. Because you guys have so much. You have so much potential in who you are. And if you don't use it, you're going to set yourself up for failure and misery. And you do not want to be the type of female who has misery. If I did not care about you, I would not be spending my energy, my emotions, and my time into all of this. If this person was good enough for you to date or talk to or sleep with, then this person is also good enough to work through things with and make sure it works out. This man was never a waste of time because you know deep down in your heart, he's a good person. You have all the proof already. Don't fuck that up. Apologize, take accountability, continue to communicate. That's it.
I left my husband for another man. Karma is hitting me. I made a choice that I thought was about love and a better relationship, a better future. I left my husband, the person who had committed to me, for someone else. Oh, and how this new man encouraged me, showing me that I deserve better. My husband wasn't perfect. He didn't fully meet my needs, didn't want to change, and I often felt unseen. But I now know he would never do something like this. Then this other man came along, exciting, loving, had a better education, a better job. He was smart and felt like I'd found the one. He helped me cooking, helped me around the house, treated me with all love because I deserve everything, he said. He had these amazing plans for us, and at the time it felt real. A house, a baby, a life together. We rented a house, bought a car, personalized our living room, our bedroom, got kitchen appliances, everything. It felt like we were building a life together, and I trusted it completely. We were long distance and trying to find ways for me to move or him to join. He packed everything and brought over from another country. But now he's gone. After 8 months, suddenly the future we built in my mind doesn't exist. He tells me our age gap is too much, that he doesn't see a future without losing himself, that he stopped doing your hands like me, that he stopped doing the things he enjoyed because he wanted to talk to me. He says the relationship with his daughter is bad because he gave me too much attention. I'm just shocked. But this is karma. He's far and doesn't talk much. Slowly, I'm starting to realize that maybe this is just a way for him to make leaving easier. I've left a committed relationship for someone who ultimately isn't willing to fight for us in the end. And now I'm here, heartbroken, trying to figure out how to live with my choice, my sadness, and the painful realization.
I think for modern women, they don't realize that, the moment a man stops trying after years of being unappreciated, that'll be your fault. That's something that you did. Because that man, some of these men be trying for literal years. I think there was one man, he had been trying to hit this woman up for like 5 years. I think I want to say something like that. And she was like, oh yeah, I really didn't like him. And I finally did X, Y, and Z. I was like, dang, it took you 5 years to realize, hey, maybe I do want him. And y'all are mature. Interesting.